It is an educational video of class 9th by Patanjali Rishikul, Prayagraj.
Welcome to all. Firstly, I would like to extend my warmest wishes to everyone. I hope you all are studying well at home. So, let us begin with a new chapter, that is climate.
What is a wind? When hot air rises and creates a region of low pressure, cold air from neighboring high pressure areas moves towards the low pressure area. The horizontal movement of air is called wind. You know, children, the instrument used for recording the direction from which a wind is blowing is called a wind vane. The speed of wind depends on the pressure difference between two regions. When the difference is high, wind rushes from the high pressure region to the low pressure region at a great speed. The speed of wind can be measured with the help of an anemometer. So, you have learnt about wind. That wind, it always moves in the horizontal direction. You know, children, wind are of three types: permanent winds, local winds, and seasonal winds. So, today we are going to study about permanent winds. So, let us move ahead and start with the new topic like planetary winds. Planetary winds. Planetary winds are also called permanent or prevailing winds as they blow the year round in the same region. There are three types of planetary winds: trade winds, prevailing westerlies, and polar winds. The trade winds. The trade winds blow from the subtropical high pressure belts, horse latitudes, to the equatorial low pressure belt, doldrums. They are constant in strength and direction, and therefore the name trade, which in Latin is trado, which means constant direction. These winds blowing towards the equator from 30° north from the northeast in the northern hemisphere and from 30° south from the southeast in the southern hemisphere are known as the northeast trade winds and the southeast trade winds respectively. They are also called northeast trades and the southeast trades. William Ferrel, an American meteorologist, developed Ferrel's law to explain the direction of the northeast trade winds and the southeast trade winds. It states that a body moving over the surface of the earth will be deflected to its right in the northern hemisphere and to its left in the southern hemisphere. This happens as a result of the Earth's rotation and applies particularly to oceanic and air movements. The prevailing westerlies blow from the subtropical high pressure belts, horse latitude, to the subpolar low pressure belts between 30° and 60° north and south. They are not constant in strength and direction. These winds are also known as the southwesterlies in the northern hemisphere and northwesterlies in the southern hemisphere, based on the direction from which they blow. In the absence of land masses, the westerlies become very strong, especially between 40° and 50°, and are called the roaring 40s. The polar winds blow from the polar high pressure belts to the subpolar low pressure belts. Their direction is variable in north hemisphere but more regular in southern hemisphere. These winds are known as the north polar easterlies and the south polar easterlies in the northern and southern hemisphere respectively. Pressure belts. In this video we shall learn about various pressure belts and wind patterns that have developed on planet Earth. While understanding the basic concepts behind the development of the pressure belts, we will not take into the consideration the tilt of the axis, and the influence of land, water, and its distribution. Equator divides the globe into southern and northern hemisphere. An equatorial belt extends up to 5 degrees north and 5 degrees south. Equatorial region receives nearly vertical rays of the sun, and this heats up the air near the equator. When temperature increases, pressure decreases. So, along the equator we have low pressure, and we call this region as equatorial low pressure belt. The warm air starts rising up in the troposphere, and as the warm air rising, the temperature drops. After rising up to a certain point, it stops rising upwards because it becomes cooler and it is obstructed by tropopause. So the air spreads out. The air starts moving in southern and northern direction. As the air moving, it becomes denser, and after a certain point, it sinks down to a surface. So, at around 30 degrees north and south, we have sinking air. This sinking air is cool air, so it forms high pressure system. These regions are called as subtropical high pressure belt because these regions lies outside the tropical region and at the same time adjoining the tropical region. The sinking air now moves towards the north and south. So, along the equator, the warm air rises, spreads out, and cools and sinks down. In this way, it develops convectional currents. At the poles, the sun rays are very much inclined. So we have cold air that sinks. These regions are known as polar highs. In the northern hemisphere, the air moves towards the south, and in southern hemisphere, the air moves towards the north. At this point, we have air coming from north and south. So, at this point, the air converges and rises up. These regions are known as subpolar lows. So, at 60 degree latitudes, we have low pressure system because we have rising air. Along the equator, the air is rising because of convection, and at subpolar lows, we have rising air because of convergence. This rising air also spreads out, cools, and sinks. Same thing happens in the southern hemisphere. On the surface of the earth, along the equator, the wind moves from high pressure region to low pressure regions. That is from subtropical highs to equatorial low in the northern and southern hemisphere. These winds bend towards right in the northern hemisphere, and in the southern hemisphere the wind bends to the left, and it is described as Coriolis effect. The wind bent to the right and left in northern and southern hemisphere respectively because the earth is spherical in shape and the earth rotates from west to east. In the same way, in between 30 and 60 degree north and south, the wind bends towards right and left in the northern and southern hemisphere respectively. Even at the polar region, the same phenomena can be seen. Thank you.